This is your friendly reminder that it only has to make sense to you. Hey, it's Seema, welcome back to the channel. Let the video begin. As simple as it sounds, I think that's what people miss nowadays. Like, it only has to make sense to you what it is that you do with your life. Like, I think people get so caught up with social media and just society in general that they kind of forget that they're a person. You know, I've done that before, where I kind of just lived my life by the expectations of those around me. And in that, I kind of lost my personality, I would say. My sense of self was always dictated by the people around me. So if I used to act in a certain way, I would almost have to perform to meet that picture they had of me, and that was just an act. You know, it wasn't me, so to speak. I think if there's one thing you need to take away from this video, it's to just allow yourself to do what you want, do what you're interested in, despite what people think. And that's something that I've dealt with for a while. Like, I had to shoo my interests to the side for a while, whether it was hobbies that I was fully delved into, or whether it was something as simple as enjoying a video game. You know, I couldn't take up space to talk about that, if I'm being honest, not with those people. So every conversation pretty much just felt very superficial. There wasn't really any depth to what we were talking about, because I was not necessarily involved in it more than keeping up appearances, because that's what I was taught. I wasn't necessarily allowed to show who I was, and that came from judgment. I was very much so almost a puppet in my own life. And if you're feeling like you can't allow yourself to take some time off to enjoy, let's say you want to play Elden Ring, but everyone around you says it's a shitty game, then what? Are you gonna stop playing it? I hope not. It's very much so. It just has to make sense to you. The career you choose, the jobs you want later in life, your uni degree even. I'm currently studying a design degree. I know it won't make sense to a lot of people. There isn't necessarily all that much money in it for the bottom tier. It's very competitive, yet it's a place for me to unfold my creativity, explore who I am, and show that to other people. It's almost as if I can use that art that design inherently has to show my personality, to show what I believe in, to do all these things. The apartment me and my partner live in is a good example of that. I renovated the kitchen last year, and we made a lot of decisions that kind of isn't the norm when it comes to what a kitchen should look like. We made these epoxy countertops because I absolutely love how they look. So we did that, and the plan is to make every room have a certain feeling, have a certain almost aura. I don't like to use that word, but the plan is to have the entrance door be very much so Art Deco. Same with the hallway. And so I'm currently working towards that. And even though people would be like, why are you wasting so much time on something like that? It's because I enjoy it. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy making a space that feels very much so like me. The same goes for my partner. It's almost as if showing up and being welcomed into the apartment we live in is being welcomed into the world we have created. The interests we have on full display, the art we like, the way we see. Bro, I'm yapping. Anyways, enough with the apartment talk, but it goes for so many things. Just allowing yourself to show who you are, to be yourself without so much as a thought as to how people will view you, you know? It's so easy to get caught up in this social hierarchy of who you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to dress, that I think we lose a bit of ourselves. You know the feeling of saying something that you wanted to say and it just falling completely flat or falling on deaf ears? Like, it isn't nice to feel that way. But I think in order to be yourself, you kind of have to agree to those terms. Like, I could give you an example that is very much so a difficult pill to swallow, and that's the fact that I had to cut off my parent. I had to go no contact, and that was simply due to the fact that I could not be myself around her. I could not be myself at all. I had to follow these guidelines that she set upon me. I had to follow these guidelines, or otherwise I would be shunned. I had to meet these expectations of who I was supposed to be, when it never occurred to her to actually ask me about what I wanted to be interested in. It almost felt like if I weren't interested in what she was, if I didn't mimic the person or caricature that she wanted me to be, that I would be judged. I would be talked down upon. I would be all these negative consequences came from me being myself. And so I had to learn how to be myself. Who am I? What am I doing? Why am I doing it? And it feels like I'm finally out of that. You know, I can rest in myself. I have the confidence to step into a room and speak what I think. And even this YouTube video is just me talking and expressing the feelings and thoughts that I have when it comes to things. And I'm gonna shine in my confidence when it comes to shit like this, because what else am I supposed to do? I've been kept in the dark for so long, and now that I've finally broken out of my own goddamn prison, so I'm here. I'm open to new ideas. I'm open to talk to you guys about what's going on. I'm open to pretty much anything that comes my way. I'm still gonna allow myself to talk about what I'm interested in too. You know, it only has to make sense to you. The decisions I've made might seem stupid on the surface. Why would you renovate a place you don't even own? Well, what if I told you that we're gonna be able to own this in spring? All this time where I've been building and creating and renovating and doing all these things to the apartment, I always saw us as becoming homeowners of this place, and now it's finally falling into place. And that was very difficult to explain to people. Well, what if that was my interest? What if I was interested in actually creating the space that we have? People didn't stop to think about that. It wasn't always, malicious. Sometimes it was just, curiosity, and me not being the most rational person doesn't help at all. But it all worked out in the end. And now I get to have this place that I've created with my partner. How amazing is that, How amazing is it that I can delve into all these topics and create YouTube videos when people might be like, why? That's always what you get asked, why? So what? So fucking what? I'm living my life the way I want to. It makes sense to me to do things in my own way. It makes sense to me to just full send it. And people are afraid of being themselves nowadays. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can see the masks people are wearing. And one thing I've learned is that the more you show that you can be yourself around people, the more they're willing to do the same. So think about that for a minute. Even something as simple as finding people that are interested in the same things as you is not the easiest thing. It's simple, but it is difficult. And that's why my friend groups are very much so split. I have people I talk to when it comes to creating videos. I have people I talk to when it comes to some of the video games I'm interested in, and other things. I'm so open to people that people come my way with their interests, and that's very much so something that I've been craving. I'm still learning. I'm still doing a lot of things. So, and yeah, I hope you've kind of taken something away from this. This wasn't necessarily something I gave much thought before I hit record, but it seems like that's the way some of my videos are supposed to be. Taking that leap of faith, of showing your interest to people, speaking about them in a way that might make you seem nerdy or whatever. And people kind of like that too. They enjoy you being able to be yourself. And the ones that don't, well, don't pay attention to them. If I look at my videos lately, the ones that have done the best have definitely been the ones where I've expressed the most personality, the most me, and that simply comes from me hitting record and not even thinking about what I'm saying. It's definitely a do you, and people will enjoy you for you instead of enjoying you for a caricature. And I think that's a good way to close this video off. So it's been Sima. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much for the support lately. It's great to see. See you on the next one. Bye.